Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Monday, February 6, 2023, and it's less than 24 hours since my last upload. If you guys had watched that video, you'll know I went a little bit of berserk at the end, blaming everything, that's what us old people do. We have rage parties, right? The young people, they have rave parties, but we have rage parties, so. But I have my little local rage party right here. So what I wanted to do though, is I have an update on where I'm going with the project. And, after I did the video, I cut out a lot of stuff, guys. Stuff that my daughter's gonna actually wanna watch, because that's her favorite part. When I go to lose it, and I start saying crazy stuff, so. But I cut a lot of that stuff out because I want to be careful not to offend certain people. Not that I'm targeting anyone. It's just, I just say crazy stuff. And, and for example, I'll generalize and I'll say, mechanics can't agree on anything, right? I do say that. And, and then I started to think, Tassos calls himself a mechanic. He shouldn't call himself a mechanic. If anyone who's been following me knows that I think the guy is a master, okay? He's not a mechanic. He doesn't do like they do, like the ones that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy who he thinks he's a mechanic, right? He thinks he's a mechanic. And they work at a lot of these places, but they're not thinkers. They don't go outside the box, right? One way worked, and then they do everything that way. That's the guy I'm talking about. So I want to make sure everybody knows that, no, you better be watching Tassos, because Tassos would have not made the mistake I made. You think, well, no, Tony, you didn't make it. Big-Sert. It was their problem, oh, Tony, you blame everybody else. You better stop doing that. I get that. You should probably say that too. Yeah, I had to cut that right there because I go rambling and then we don't get to the point. And, the point is that you guys should subscribe to Tassos. I don't believe he doesn't have 100 gazillion followers, because everyone should be more like him. And I'll tell you why. After I did the editing of the video, and you can see I certainly didn't cut out a lot of what I thought, right? And I put together a little presentation, but I decided I'm gonna write an email to TonyLiveTV, and so I did. And in that email, I included this image. And, and I says, your tool was bad, the thing, stuff. And this is why I say Tassos wouldn't have made the same mistake I did, because he measures everything. He does. He doesn't take the machinist. He doesn't care who it is. If he's putting together an engine, it's him. He's the one responsible. So he checks everybody that has anything to do with it. I don't care what it is. He will check it. And I mean, he doesn't just check it. He'll make instruments that are better than the instruments that were designed for it in the first place. You guys should watch. But anyway, I sent an email complaining about their product. Old guys, right? So they went ahead and, believe it or not, emailed me back. And what I couldn't believe is this is right there. That's the email, okay? And I can't read it from here, so, but if you guys want to stop and just read it real quick, do it, and then you can skip forward. But I'm going to go ahead and read it in a way. But he takes blame, This was a new batch of inserts, and they are a bit too long on the flange. We've pulled the stock and will manufacture new parts with shorter flange. Right? I mean, immediately he just accepts what I said. I find that to be pretty incredible, right? So then, he talks about even a remedy, how they'll make some smaller ones with flanges specifically for me. Of course, I'm only doing one repair. I'm just trying to do one, guys, just one. So great, that would be good. But then, now he gets down to, what they can do, milling it down, right? That's one way. So I was amazed that I got that email, right? So then I had to go to the dentist. And then when I went to the dentist, or after I went to the dentist, talk about it. No, it wasn't incompetent. I had a great time with the dentist today, you guys. Usually it's terrible. But then I get this email here, about another option is that they can get a solid reamer, right? And then they'll go ahead and manufacture it specifically so you can take a drill and, they attach this image even, so either I'm not the first one or wow. You take that much responsibility, it's incredible to me. So then I went ahead and I emailed them back and I says, wow, same thing I'm telling you guys. I can't believe that you just accepted that, anyone else would have, what would they have done, guys? You know what they would have done. I would have never heard from them again. To tell you the truth, I started to think that, am I like that old guy, who's out there complaining to the world, about, back in my day, I was starting to second guess myself. And then I got up this morning, I got this, I says, no, you're pretty good, Tony. Yeah, you're pretty good. That's right. You're amazing. You're an amazing person. And if Tassos and I were a team and we had all the tools together, I think, one would wash the other's back. That's what I think. And I'd be washing his back. Yeah, that's what it would be. That's exactly what it would be. So then I get the final email. Now that picture that you see right there, that's something I stuck in there and found some free stock or something like that. I put that together. But basically he says, hey, we'll go ahead and we'll manufacture that. We're going to go buy that piece. We're going to manufacture it so it fits perfectly, cut it down, the whole 10 yards. So they're going to make a special tool and get it sent out to me. So I think that's just awesome by them, right? So it looks like the little red beast misses the car crusher this week. But don't you think that would be like a fun thing to do? Right? It could still happen, right? What about that other side? Don't you think that other one that machine is put in there, don't you think that's going to pull out? We don't know yet. We haven't got that far, right? I didn't get to that torque point. Uh-oh. So its chances are I'm going to get that cover, right? Or I'm going to remedy this, hopefully, without destroying something. And then we're going to go back and try to put the cover on again. And then I go to torque it all down. I got to worry about the one that I just did. Because you got to remember, this guy welded a nut on that thing. And this is a silica block. You probably shouldn't be doing that from what I understand. He should have done like what I did. You create a guide block, right? You got the instruments. I did it with the instruments I have. But you have the instruments. So, whatever. Just make sure you do a perpendicular. My method would work. So this journey still continues, but we're learning of ways to hopefully solve it. There was a comment this morning about, just turn the bit around and go to the back side of the cover and just ream that. You guys got to watch my previous video if you don't know what I'm talking about. That's the reason why you got to subscribe. So if you're not a subscriber, now would be a good time to subscribe and hit that bell and do all those good things, because either I'm going to go crazy or this car's going to go in the junkyard, with the guidance of us, right? Or it's going to come to a happy ending. Wouldn't that be great? Right? That's what I'm looking for. So I wanted to let you guys know that that's the next step, the next thing that I'm scared to death to do, right? Come on, guys. If you're not scared, then, you're a hack. That's how I look at it. I told Tassos, I talked to him and I says, you know, what would you do? Not in this case. It was something else. And he goes, well, you know, what I would do, he says, I would take it over to the lathe and I'd design this tool, you know, and all this kind of stuff. He says, but since you don't have access to all that, you know, I wouldn't touch it. All right? You see what I mean? Every situation that Tassos looks at, he looks at it from all sides, right? His side, my side, right? When he puts on a water pump, is it different? Maybe on every single car. That's right, you know, because he looks at what it is at that moment. How do these two pieces go together in this build? Not in last month's build, in this build, right? Go watch him. He's fantastic. You know, you're just watching a guy watching him, trying to mimic him and forgetting those stupid little things like that. Measuring that dirt, man, you know, it was right there. I measured it after. Oh my God. You know, shame on me, right? That's right. I mean, ultimately, I'm the one to blame. And that's why Tassos takes those steps that I failed to take. You know, and I told you, all I want to be is more like him. If you guys want to be more like that guy, oh my gosh. That's what I say. Oh my gosh. I'd like to meet you too. Well, I better, you know, close up this video, you know, instead of keep rattling on, right? But hey, this is what I look like when I'm not stressed out. I'm not stressed out because, you know, every day you get up, you have to just let it go, right? Otherwise, I think you're going to die young. I don't want to die young. So, all right, guys. So hit the subscribe button. You know, let's have a party. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.